Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill, I'm gonna be cooking up the most delicious brisket jam smash burger that's absolutely delicious. You're gonna love it for sure, especially this summer season. And other than that, let's get into the cook. As I said, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I appreciate you being here. Today at the grill, I'm gonna be cooking up the most delicious smash burgers for your upcoming summer celebrations. And these burgers are absolutely delicious. We're gonna be topping it with a brisket onion jam that we're gonna make before we start smashing the burgers. And this is a great recipe because, everyone asks me, what do you do with your leftover brisket? And, this is one of the ways that you can use it up by making that brisket onion jam. It's similar to a bacon onion jam, but we're throwing in the brisket instead of the bacon, which changes the game completely. This brisket onion jam is out of this world delicious, and I know you're gonna love it for sure. So there's not much to do to prepare these burgers. We have our brioche buns, we got our 80/20 ground beef, some onions, our brisket, some cheese, and then a few different sauces that we're gonna throw into the brisket onion jam, like some brown sugar and some Worcestershire sauce. And like I said, there's not much to do to prepare this. And so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with 2 onions. I'm just gonna slice them into some small pieces. Get it in half. Get the outer layer off. Like I said, I'm just gonna dice them down into some small pieces. You don't have to worry too much about this. But yeah, you're basically just looking for, some small pieces like that. Don't worry about the size really, just as long as they're diced, it'll work. Go. And so one of the reasons why I'm doing the brisket onion jam ahead of time before smashing the burgers, because this is going to take probably about 15 to 20 minutes to cook down properly versus the burgers are only going to take a minute or two once we smash them down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pan all warmed up. There we go. So I have this set up just over low temperature, and I'm going to start by placing in about 1/3 of a cup of butter into this pan. Gonna melt that down a little bit. And then I'm gonna take all of my onions and I'm gonna cook them down before adding in that brisket. Just mix them around into that butter. After the onions are in the pan, I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And then I have 3 tablespoons of brown sugar I'm gonna throw in there. Then also I'm gonna add in some water just as needed, just to help, sort of soften up those onions a little bit. And go ahead and start with just a little bit and then add in that water as needed. There we go. Then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit of my Mad Cow beef rub just to kind of complement the flavor of that brisket. There we go. Mix that all together. I'm gonna let this simmer for probably about 5 to 10 minutes. What's gonna happen is those onions are gonna really start to soften up really nicely. The sauce is gonna start to thicken up a little bit, and this is exactly what we're looking for before we start adding in that brisket to make that brisket onion jam. And this is gonna be so delicious, guys. All All right, guys, our onions have been cooking for probably about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And just take a look at the consistency. You can see that the onions have really absorbed a lot of that flavor. They're soft, they're almost done. And so this is the perfect time to throw in that brisket. And so, like I said, I have probably about a cup and a half of leftover brisket from the weekend. And I'm using the point section. And what I did prior to this is I did chop it up as fine as I could so that we kind of get that chopped bacon effect. And so what I'm gonna do is just gonna throw that into the skillet. Mix that around. And the reason why I'm using the point is because the point has a little more fat, and so that fat, as it warms up, it's gonna soften, it's gonna render down a little bit more even. And it's really just gonna make this brisket jam pop. I'm just gonna throw in a little bit more water to this. Guys, this smells absolutely amazing already, but I'm gonna let it cook for probably another 5 to 7 minutes, just on as low of temperature as I can to help those fats that are in the brisket point just render a little bit more. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get the slow and sear kettle all set up for cooking using the plancha. To set up the slow and sear with the plancha today, I filled up a chimney basket about 3/4 of the way full, and I got those mostly lit. And then I poured them into the kettle grill just along the backside in sort of a horseshoe pattern so that I can make my different zones. Once my coals are all set up, I place the plancha into the grill and let it come up to temperature. All right, guys, this brisket onion jam is all done, and just take a look at that. It looks absolutely delicious. It's gonna be the perfect topping for this smash burger. While this was finishing, like I said, I did go ahead and get the slow and sear kettle all set up for cooking with the plancha. I do have it set up for cooking around 400 degrees in the plancha, kind of in this area right here, and the back is a little bit hotter, and then obviously in the front is a little bit cooler. And so this is where you're gonna hold food as it continues cooking. I do have my balls of 80/20 ground beef already prepared, and these are probably about 4, maybe to 5 ounce balls of ground beef. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get them onto the plancha. I'm gonna place it, like I said, in that zone where it's about 400 degrees. And then I'm gonna take some parchment paper. I'm just gonna smash that down. I'm gonna do the second one. And then to season these burgers today, I'm gonna be using my Mad Cow beef rub. So I'm gonna get that on to the top. Oh, that smells so good already. And like I said, this is only gonna take a minute or two to fully cook through. What I'm looking for is that Maillard reaction on the bottom of that burger to really start to form before I do flip it. And you know, like I said, it's only gonna take a couple minutes, so let's just take a look. It's not quite ready. All right, I'm gonna give these a quick flip. Oh, guys, just take a look at that Maillard reaction. You can see that they're brown, they're crispy. These are gonna be absolutely delicious. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna place some American cheese on top of these guys. And I'm just gonna let this cook until the cheese melts before I move it off to the indirect side of the plancha. You can see it's almost done. It's only been about 30 seconds since I put the cheese on. All right, there we go. I'm gonna move them off to the indirect side. And then I do wanna toast my buns, so I'm just gonna take my brioche buns and slice them in half. And then I'm gonna place them directly onto the plancha right where I was cooking. Because there's a little bit of that beef fat that's still on there. It's gonna help crisp those buns up really nicely. And it's only gonna take a couple seconds. All right, guys, just take a look at that. You can see that those buns have toasted up really nicely. All right, let's build this burger. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is my burger sauce. This is my go-to burger sauce whenever I'm making burgers at home for the family. It's really simple to do. You probably have everything you already need in the fridge. What it is mayonnaise, some barbecue sauce, Worcestershire, and then pickle juice to thin it down to consistency. And so I'm going to start placing that onto the bottom bun. Go. And then I'm going to grab both of these burgers. I'm going to place the one on top first, followed by that second burger. And then I'm going to take some of that brisket jam and I'm going to place that directly on top of that cheese. Guys, this is going to be absolutely insanely delicious. And then once again, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of that burger sauce. Crown it with that bun. And guys, look at that. It looks absolutely perfect. I can't wait to go for the taste test. All right, guys, this brisket onion jam smash burger is all done. It looks absolutely delicious. And to be honest, it might be one of the best burgers I'm gonna eat all year because you can't go wrong with brisket and you can't go wrong with a smash burger. And so when you bring those two together, you know you're in for a treat. So here we go. Gonna go for the taste and see how it is. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Wow, that bacon jam, whoo, it's delicious. You know, smash burgers, you already get a ton of flavor from the plancha. You get all those crispy edges, which are delicious. You bring that brisket onion jam into the equation with that barbecue burger sauce. Oh man, it's delicious. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a game changer for your summer barbecues. You know, when friends and family come over and you're serving them up smash burgers with a brisket onions jam, they're not gonna want to leave. You know, whatever celebration you're cooking for this year, whether it's Canada Day, the 4th of July, September long weekend, you know, just a summer backyard barbecue with your friends and family, this is a contender for sure. It's delicious, it's simple to do, it doesn't take a lot of time whatsoever, and I guarantee you, your guests are gonna love it, 100%. I'm gonna go ahead, finish this off, but I hope you give it a try. That brisket onion jam smash burger was out of this world delicious. You're gonna love it for sure. So I hope you give it a try. So till next time, keep that fire lit and get cooking.